Today we're talking all about fragrances and I'm going to give you my top 6 that I use all year round. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get straight into it. So the first one is by Margiela and it's their Jazz Club replica fragrance and it's absolutely delicious. It's sweet, it's got scents of rum, vanilla in it, and yeah, it does remind me of a jazz club. Although I don't think, I've been to one jazz club, didn't quite smell as good as this, but I can see why it's called Jazz Club. It's kind of like a warming, rich, spicy scent, and it does last on the skin all day, even though it's not an eau de perfume, it's just an eau de toilette. It's about £90, I think, so quite expensive, but not breaking the bank. But this is absolutely delicious, and yeah, I wear this one on a daily basis. It's more probably suited for autumn, but I just wear it throughout the year. It doesn't stop me. And yeah, that's my first recommendation. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked it out, get on it. The next one I'm going to talk about is a unisex fragrance and it's by Byredo and it's called Mojave Scouse. I think you smell it less around as well, less people have it. It's a really, really fresh, summery fragrance. Yep, I love that fragrance so much. And it's got sandalwood and cedarwood in it. Though that combination in fragrances seems to be a winner for me. Like most of the fresh fragrances I go for have sandalwood or cedarwood in it. This has both and it's absolutely amazing. Really fresh, really light, but lasts on your skin all day. Perfect for the summer. Next on the list, I've only got the poor man's version of this one because it's so expensive. It's like, I don't know, 150, 160 quid for a bottle of this. The Byredo is about the same, maybe a bit less to be honest. But this Santal 33 is something you smell quite a lot, especially if you live in London. I don't live in London, but I've been there and I smelt it a lot. But it's really, really good. It's really strong, so you only need about 1 or 2 sprays and that will last you the whole day. I've even smelt this after I've showered and scrub myself and you can still faintly smell this, so it's a really, really powerful fragrance. So even though this is a tiny bottle, it's going to last me absolutely ages. Now this one's unisex as well and it's got sandalwood in it, so yeah, you're onto a winner when it's got one of those two in it. Both even better, but this one has got some sandalwood in it, or the scent of sandalwood, whatever that is. I only know it from fragrances. It's really, really weird. It's really difficult to describe. When I first smelt this, I actually didn't like it that much and I wasn't sure what all the fuss was about. But after a while, I really started to love it and I really wanted a bottle, so. Next up is Creed Aventis. Now this one I instantly loved as soon as I smelt it, but it's grown on me even more since I've got it. I couldn't justify the price of this. I couldn't say that it was worth the price originally when I first got it, but over time and the more I've used it, the more I've grown to love it. I still think it's too expensive. I don't think any fragrance should be over 200 quid, but it's really, really good. And I suppose that's what sets it apart from the rest of it. The price and it's very, very classy. It smells sophisticated. It's a very summery fragrance, very light, but very intense at the same time. To be honest, it comes out so fast and so much of it comes out in one spray. You only need 1 or 2 sprays. If you're a fan of the Giorgio Armani Aqua, I think it's called, and the Chanel Blue, those kind of fresh, light fragrances, then this is like the boss of those, but way more sophisticated, way more depth to it, and just much nicer in my opinion. It's so good. The next one we've got on the list, I actually don't have with me at the moment, but that is Tom Ford Oud Wood. I can never say that one. I think it's Oud Wood, but it's really, really good. I remember smelling it for the first time at the airport. You know, when you go and test every fragrance out, you put way too much on, and then the poor person sat next to you on the plane has a horrific headache by the end of it because you stink. But at the airport is where I first tried this one out. And at first it was very overpowering. I wasn't sure if I liked it. It's really warm, really rich, really deep and really spicy. A very like winter fragrance. If you think of a winter fragrance, this would be it, even though I would wear it all year round as well. As you wear the fragrance though, it mellows out a bit. It does stay on your skin all day in my opinion. I've heard other people say it fades, but for me, it's really strong and it stays on my skin all day long. And it goes into a beautiful, mellow, sweet smell. That's really just really delicious. It's like one of my favorite fragrances ever. So if you like those warm, spicy fragrances, definitely check out Tom Ford Oud Wood. It is up there with the best for me. The next one I've got is from Molten Brown, and it's their Geranium Nefertum. This one is a unisex scent. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a kind of interesting smell. It's got sandalwood and cedarwood in it, the classic combo. So I knew I was gonna like this one straight away. This is just the Eau de Toilette. You can get it in the Eau de Perfume. I wasn't lucky enough to get it in the Eau de Perfume. Eau de Perfume is more expensive, but it lasts longer on the skin. It's kind of a bit floral, but I don't really like floral fragrances, so it's just interesting. I can't really explain it much better than that. As you can probably tell, I'm not the best at explaining fragrances, but you just got to trust me on these. They are really good. Try them all out for yourself, and I'm sure you're going to love them. So there you have it. That's my top 6 fragrances of all time so far. I think my number ones would be from the warmer and spicier range. I go for the Tom Ford Oud Wood, and from the fresher ones, I'd have to say the Byredo Mojave's Ghost. I just absolutely love that fragrance. There's just something special about it for me. But check them all out for yourself, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. But if you like this video, hit like, subscribe down below as well, and I will see you next time. Cheers.